What's going on, everybody? It is DJ CJ back with another installment of the Dad's Office podcast by Bros Giving. We're here with Uncle Brent, we're here with Captain Fox, the Archer Richie McMaster, and after a little bit of a break there, we're back and we're here to bring you another episode. It's going to be nice and short. We're going to get right to the point. We're going to talk about a pretty serious issue about a current event that just happened because Richie's got to go to a winery, I think. Richie's low-key turned into an alcoholic, man.
No. I'm not rushing you guys at all.
No, I know. I just wanted to bring it up, man. Richie's always hitting up the wineries, though. Concerts and wineries, that's Richie's game. Richie's a partier.
No, it's just a good time.
Richie's was never a partier, but Richie's a partier, man. He's the guy. He's always down for a good time, dude.
He'll sneak in, yeah.
We were talking about him going to the Chase Rice concert and everything.
I never went to the Chase Rice concert.
You went to the other one.
This was before, too. CJ's convinced you went to that concert.
I know.
I don't know what we're going to say to him. Who's going to break it to him?
I should just make my own podcast where you guys just give me music information and you just watch me butcher it. Because it doesn't matter what kind of artist it is. I can listen to him every day and I'm still going to mess up something that I say about it. But you know, guys, it's good to be back. Not a whole lot happened over the last 2 weeks. I've had some stuff going on in terms of my stomach issues and stuff like that. And Brent got some lifts in with Rosa. So Rosa,
I tweaked my back a little bit too. So the lifting content's been slow. But we've been banged up. The squad's had a rough week. But
big announcement. So Rosa left Retro Fitness and is now at the
breaking
Manor.
News.
That is breaking news, dude. He is full Bros Giving now. That's the Bros Giving
changing the lifting platform in Northeast PA. So watch out now if you're on the mountain.
Now we just got to fix the lighting in there, man. We just got to go and repaint it. I was watching this video. I'm like, oh man, it's such a shame that it's a lime green color in there.
Dude, you know what's funny? I was speaking of Manor. I was in the bathroom there the other day, and I went to flush it, and it started overflowing. The toilet broke, and I was like, you ever seen Dumb and Dumber where he's in the bathroom and breaks the toilet and doesn't know what to do? He's freaking out. I was in there. The whole locker room's flooding. Water's pouring all over the place. I'm like, what do I do? So I went to the front desk. I'm like, yo, someone went to the bathroom, screwed up the toilet. He was like, oh, yeah, I'll check it out. I was like, he was not rushing though. I was like, I would probably check it out right now. I was like,
dude. I'm notorious for going to the bathroom there because I need to go to the bathroom. I eat a lot of food. I think I've gone in there, sat down, did what I needed to do, and then realized there was no toilet paper on 4 separate occasions. Dude, I always forget to look if there's toilet paper.
So what do you decide to do? Or is that just
so get this. I'll be mid-bench and if through my AirPods it'll be CJ needs toilet paper. It's oh god damn it, CJ.
Yeah, the AirPods reads it to me and be like CJ Pachaka said, hey Brent, I did it again. 4 days in a row. It's come on.
Jesus.
Dude, the one time Brent told the lady working at the front, it was one of the older ladies that worked there, so she, instead of just giving it to Brent to bring in, she brought it into the men's bathroom herself. So she opened the door, she knocked 8 times, and then she's like, attention, lady coming in. I'm like, dude, it is not that serious. Just be you just had to ask if there's anyone in there. And then she came and she dude, you know what she did? She put it on the sink or something. She didn't even just roll it under the stall. So I had done what I needed to do, and I had to open the stall door. I had to waddle out there, grab it, bring it back in. It's all in a day's work, baby. I should have vlogged that. It's I should have done a TikTok for it.
There's nothing worse, dude. That's my worst fear is going on a date and at the chick's house, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll be right back and use the bathroom, and you clog the toilet, completely ruin the bathroom. And you're oh shit.
Literally.
What do I do?
Yeah, we've all had our experiences. When I broke my leg and I broke 2 toilets in the process of me trying to.
That's right.
I was trying because I had crutches and my leg was shattered and it hadn't been treated yet, so I was leaning on everything. Broke 2 toilets, busted up, gone. See you later. Yeah, boys have also gotten into some Call of Duty too.
Yeah.
We were all
gonna play.
Richie was gonna hop on last night because the Lehigh Valley Zoo.
Hey, it was a light show.
Busy weekend. It was the actual light show that you guys went to?
Yeah, Christmas light show.
How was that?
It was nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was just you walk around the zoo. The only animal we saw was the kangaroo.
I was just gonna ask, are the animals out?
Yeah, just the kangaroo.
Really? That's all you saw?
That's
just
all
the kangaroo?
I saw was the kangaroo.
I think it was cold, but I think something would be out.
The polar bears aren't out?
No, polar bears. Elsa was out.
Oh shit.
What was?
Can't be.
Elsa,
What's that?
Frozen.
Wait, it's a zoo. It's a zoo, not a.
Elsa was there, yeah.
Oh, she just showed up, made an appearance. That's pretty cool because I've always heard about the light show, but we never went to that, right?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. We had to put it on the bucket list. Definitely worth doing.
I'd suggest it, yeah. It's
Suggested. All right, guys. Well, we were talking about Call of Duty real quick. So, because Brent initially had said like, yeah, there weren't very many like reviews about it. He watched some people on YouTube, and like my friends weren't really talking about it.
I can't speak on it though because I don't really play it all. I don't play video games. But
I think it's all right. It's kind of. I really think because it's weird because usually it goes Black Ops series and anything connected to that. And then Modern Warfare series, but they did a Black Ops last year, which was Cold War technically, and then this game it looks like the way that they designed it is just like Cold War.
Cold War, yeah.
Like literally, like I'm flipping through, like the way they did the cutscenes, and dude, even I haven't played the campaign yet, but apparently the campaign is like opens up with the characters from Cold War, and it's like some dude in Berlin,
Really?
and he's like talking about it. Yeah, you good, Brent?
yeah, I'm good.
Jeez Louise, man.
I choked on this a little bit of water here, so.
Water will get you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm liking it so far. We're getting into it, dude. I definitely think we should try and set up like a Twitch or something, and we should do a Bros Giving like play like as we're playing, man.
Definitely.
And it'll just
Bros Gaming.
You guys-
bro. That's good. It'll just
Some
be
bros having a game.
me complaining about how I just cannot operate on Super
CJ
Smash.
had like the play of the game, the one game, like at like the final clip, but then the next
I did.
game he only had like 2 kills the whole game.
And Bobby
So
like
it's
45. Dude, I swear, it's like there are points in Call of Duty where I'll just run out, and I swear I just poke my head up, bang, sniper. It'll be like bang, car. Dude, remember I got killed like 3 straight times. Like I got spawn trapped twice, and then I hop on top of a truck, and as soon as I hop on top of the truck, I see a frag grenade roll under, blows me sky high. I'm like, dude, it's like what can you even do about that? There's no chance. There's no chance. And then the attack dogs run out. Then I'm getting chased. I had like 3 attack dogs in front of me as I ran out of ammo.
And this year you're
With
gonna
my
have a full
STG.
clip into them. I've only played a few matches, but like you have to put like 30 rounds
So
into
dumb.
it.
But it takes 1 bite for them to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
That's how you do it, baby.
It makes no sense. But alright, guys.
you don't figure.
We're not a video gaming network, even though we may make you guys a video or two. So Richie brought up a really good point in the group chat earlier this week. So Richie, go ahead and read us off the topic because it's a pretty good one.
So the topic we'll start with the topic.
Well, topic or event,
Okay,
whatever you want to
so-
talk about first.
The question for our audience and for you guys this week was, why do us as society look forward in our life so much and project forward when we aren't promised anything? You know,
All right, and then what was the event that kind of sparked that conversation?
was Demarius Thomas. It was Thursday. They discovered he was found dead at his home, and he was a 33-year-old ex-football player.
Yeah, Hall of Famer, right?
No, but I mean,
Oh, but
he was,
might
yeah,
have been.
he was
Wait,
one
he
of
was
the
only,
best.
what, 33?
33,
1987?
And they said it was
He
a
was born?
medical issue,
Medical issue?
but they haven't really discovered.
Yeah, they've been weird with that. I
It was
don't know what's
COVID.
going on.
COVID killed him in the car.
You know, I mean, we don't know yet.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
nuts. But so who wants to start off on that? Because that's a pretty deep conversation to go into, especially when it's like talking about kind of like living in the moment. Because I know, especially with us, with the amount of times that we spend talking about like what we want to do. I remember the last episode that we did, we spent a lot of time talking about like our future career options and the different pathways that people can take. But it's a lot harder to kind of just take a step back and just think about what you're doing in the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's actually, I have a really bad problem with like looking ahead like way too much, right? So like, I'll like worry about like what's going on like next week when it's like something's going on today that's like more important. You know what I mean? So it's like it's funny. 2 days ago, I my one car started misfiring on 80, so I had to turn around, bring it back, had to put it in the shop, and then I took my dad's car out to cruise, and hit a freaking pothole coming back on 80 the other day, and flat, like so bad.
I wouldn't even call it flat. I would call it pieces. It was
Yeah, dude, I ruined it.
destroyed
I
the
hit
tire.
at like 65.
Classic Route 80, man.
So I'm sitting next to my car with a flat tire. I'm all pissed off. I'm like, yo, like F this shit. Like this is so stupid. There's 2 cars today. I've had to send to the shop. Like I gotta get towed right now. Then I sat there for a second after like ranting for like I don't know like 10 minutes to myself. And I'm like, dude, just relax. Like, just be in the moment. It's fine. Be grateful that something worse didn't happen to you. Like, you sound like don't complain. And I think that just important to keep in mind, like, how important the present is. It's like the saying is, yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today's a gift, so make it work.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I really
That's a
like
good
that
one.
saying because dude, it's never going to be enough when you keep looking ahead. Just like we talked about with gym progress and stuff, it's like once you become an animal with it, like once enough, you know what I mean? Like, I remember I told myself, okay, once I hit 225, I'll be good, I'll dial back to lifting. Once I do this, once I get that. And it's like, no, it doesn't need to be like that. It should be in the present, be grateful for the moment, and enjoy every day and live it to your best. And I'm really trying to work with that.
I think there's got to be a balance though, because like
I'm not saying like YOLO, like no.
Well, yeah, because oftentimes we get so engulfed in what we're doing, and we get moved so far down along the path of stressing out and looking to the future. It's almost hard. It's almost hard to completely do a 180 and just focus on the moment to the point where like you're being lazy, I guess, and you're not planning.
I guess it's just appreciate the moment. Is really what I'm trying to say. Like
yeah.
I think that's a good way to put it. More is, appreciate what you're doing at the time, or like the journey that you're gonna take to achieve your goal.
Because dude, everything that I've wanted that I've got. I remember, like, for months I'd look forward to it, like, whether it was a pair of shoes when I was a little kid, like, getting, like, a PlayStation or something, hitting a lifting goal, hitting something with school. Like, once I hit that, I was, like, still kind of empty. I'm like, oh, yeah, like, what's the next thing? There's just no peace in that, so it's, like, just trying to find that peace. I think when you're always stressing about the future, you're never going to enjoy the moment, so...
And one thing that I've definitely realized, so when I was at Northampton, like I was go, man. I remember very few times where I kind of sat back and smelt the flowers, because even when we were throwing parties at our house that we had there, like I was always the host. I had a very hard time letting go, because even Brent, you remember going to some of those.
Yeah.
And dude, we had like 100 people, not maybe 100, but we had a lot of people over, everyone's having a good time, and I'm out on the front porch just like paranoid. Even though like we never had any problems with those parties, like even the night that I remember you guys came down, and you guys were hanging out, and I remember you guys came into my room, and I'm like so sick of hosting all the time, even though I did it for like another 6 months after that, and you guys asked me questions, I'm like I don't care, like
you get so nasty about it, so then I'm like, I'm gonna lay in the floor right here, and your mirror literally falls off the wall and
bang!
Like shatters on my chest. I'm like, all right, what can I do? What did I do here? I just laid in the floor. And
it was good. I think it was a good overall night though that we had that night.
That was fun, yeah.
But
all those things were fun.
But back to what I was saying. So yeah, Northampton, I was go. When I got to Campbell, and then even like this year at times, but more so when I got to Campbell, whole first year I was go, and then of course we had the 15 games. Things didn't necessarily go my way as I had hoped for those 15 games, but again, the season got cut short because of COVID, and then we went home and all that. So it literally took me, and I think it was like this for a lot of people. Like I didn't really kind of sit back and relax and kind of just say, all right, dude, like you're okay. Until we were put into quarantine. But then even when we were in quarantine, the initial quarantine where everyone was actually home, I'm not talking about my one where I was at school last fall. But like I remember like I went home and I got the weight room set up right away, dude. I did not want to miss a beat. And then as soon as I could start working, like I wanted to start working. So so we fast forward to the next year when I was at Campbell, and the season was going on and I wasn't really playing too much. And then even that fall where I was working so insanely hard, I started going on drives. I would go get like a coffee and I would literally just go like drive through the countryside. I would go drive through the different fields of the farms and stuff, and I would visit different towns. And dude, that was one of like some of the best experiences of my life. Like actually taking like 30 minutes, and dude, I would even be driving around and say, I gotta get back to do something, when in reality I didn't. So that's kind of one thing I've adopted. I take some time, I go on drives, maybe I'll make some coffee or I'll drink a tea or something, but I love going up and like I'll drive around Camelback. That's one of the things I love to do. To just learn to take a moment and like live in it before you get back to chasing every day, like chasing it. Because, I still have a tenacious work ethic, like I'm still going to do all that, so sometimes it's like, all right, take a second and just chill out.
Because you got to be careful about like running yourself into the ground. Like even me this week, dude,
well, that's why I had to start doing
so tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like And you don't want to do that. Like I get like work extremely hard and stuff. Like we preach that here, but
yeah,
you gotta know. Like, you gotta listen to your body. You gotta know enough's enough. If it's like disrupting your mental like well-being and shit, then you gotta give it a rest for a little bit.
And dude, I was badgering Brent to take a break because right before some of the stuff on my stomach happened and everything, because I haven't lifted in like 2.5 weeks, and of course it throws off the fitness challenge a little bit. But I was like, yeah, Brent. Like, I'm going to take a week, and Brent was like, because Brent's always hounded me. Like, whatever I say, I want to take a day.
Go. It's
Brent's
not even fun.
Brent's been go with the lifting, man. He never misses a day. And in reality, it's been a while since I've, like, literally, like, legit missed a day up until this experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, yeah, Brent, you know, if you want to kind of reset some of your strength goals, if you want to kind of give yourself a break to be able to push some more weight the next week, I mean, you've been going for such a long time. You just take a break. Like, just give yourself a little bit of time to get going, you know?
But that's like the mental aspect, too, is like, my body's so used to being like, dude, you gotta lift to like be big, you gotta lift. So it's like trying to turn off that mental switch of like, dude, you can take a day. Like, you're not gonna lose freaking muscle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I love telling people this. One bad day won't hurt you. Like, one good day won't help you.
Mm-hmm.
About, like, you know, even, like, just eating better or just going to the gym. Oh, like, I worked out today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you skip 5 other days. Like, that one day really isn't
because
really
that's
help
the
you.
issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue. The one day never makes a difference. And the first time I ever really recognized that in the weight room, it came. Yeah, actually, it's funny. When we went to quarantine last fall and we had like a mandatory, I think 12 days I ended up being in there, or 10 days at least. I went to the rec because we weren't allowed to lift as a team yet, so I went and I lifted on my own. And I remember I threw up like. Because at the time, guys, like, just to put it in perspective, this was a lot for me at the time, but I did 185 for like a set of 12, like on a bench press, which was a lot for me at the time, especially because we never trained hypertrophy or muscle endurance.
That's not bad.
So like I ripped it for like that whole week. I remember I deadlifted a decent amount, I was squatting a decent amount, and I was like, damn, I just took 10 days off, and now all of a sudden my bench press numbers are up, and I just never would have expected it. Especially after like losing some weight and stuff, just because, you know, you're sitting around, and for me, when I sit around, I don't gain weight, I lose it somehow.
I know everyone's different though. Like, I know Brent, like, will say he'll go light. Like, sometimes instead of taking an off day, or I'll take like one off day a week. And like some of the really big dudes, they'll take like 2 rest days, come back in, and they feel like really good. So I know everyone's just a little bit different with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that was like yesterday. I was in there doing legs, and I planned on going 5 sets of 5. And I just kept 135 on the bar and did like sets of 12 to 15.
Right.
I was like, I'm just gonna work it.
But even then, because that's not really a break, because that's muscle endurance. So that's going to definitely wear your muscles out.
True.
You may not be getting that a specific hypertrophy effect because the manipulation of the weight that you were doing for that day may not have been what you need to actually gain muscle, right? It's not really in the program that you're doing right now. So I think that's more so just like tiring you out. Like, I think once in a while,
mentally, it just felt good. I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
Because with my back bothering me too, I was like, I didn't want to go crazy with the weight on my back. So.
That's kind of the bigger reason.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of back to the overall topic of taking things one day at a time. One thing that we did that I think kind of works is practicing gratitude. So we had to do an assignment last year for research methodology and whatever it was. I don't remember the specifics. But we had to like practice gratitude every day for 10 days and see what happens. And I think I did, you know, most of it. And this is kind of a Christian topic too. I won't get as much into that. But I think practicing gratitude, you know, you kind of sit down and you just think of all the things that you're thankful for, and it actually does boost your mood a decent amount. So have you guys ever done that?
No.
I want to start like journaling, like writing down that type of stuff. I heard that helps a lot of people.
Yeah, people kind of rave about it once people get going.
5 goals, 5 things.
Going with it.
So like, give me an example, like what you did, like for that assignment.
So like literally, we would just write down in these discussion boards like what we were thankful for, like legitimately, not necessarily. Of course, you could have treated the assignment however you wanted. It was an online course, but it was more so just all right. Literally, but she had a pretty specific criteria for it. So I would put I'm thankful for like very like not small things, but very detailed things that you wouldn't necessarily think of.
Like, oh, I'm thankful for family.
Because you gotta think about everything.
You're not,
Like, no matter what you do in life, and I think this definitely comes with getting older, and it's kind of evident in people who, you know, have been in college for 4 or 5 years, or have been doing a job for 5 to 10 years. Like, they're just experienced with it. Like, you know how to think about something. And that goes for how hard you're working, whether you're trying to experience gratitude, because especially like when you see a lot of freshmen come into, let's say, on a baseball team, their perception of everything is so rushed. And I remember me being like that. But now after 5 years, I'm just like, all right, dude, chill. All right.
So like, what's like a tip you have for like? Cause it's kind of like anxiety, right? Like when you want to rush everything, you feel overwhelmed. So like, what do you do to like help with
and it's tough because I had some very good mentors when I was at Northampton to kind of calm me down at times, but I was so unbelievably stubborn with my work ethic and how much I wanted to do. I didn't really listen to them too much, and I regret that. And then again, like I did accomplish the goals that I wanted to at Northampton, but my one piece of advice I would say is work as hard as you can, but go and talk to and take in as much information from the upperclassmen and actually listen to them, because upperclassmen are always giving information, and I think a lot of time it's good information, whether it's about partying, whether it's about actually doing something for the team or about schoolwork, but challenge yourself to listen to some of the advice that they're telling you, especially team captains, right? And I remember even on the basketball team, dude, forget the one kid's name that helped me out my freshman year, but he kind of pulled me aside at times and would just talk to me about stuff.
Burgos?
Yeah, Burgos.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, in gym, I remember him talking to me in gym class, like, seriously, and just giving me some advice. And again, like, I kind of just, like, yeah, like, I really appreciated the interaction. I just didn't take the advice. And looking at it 4 years later, I was like, damn, I really wish I would have listened to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget. I think it was like 8th grade. It was like an AAU tournament at East, and one of the seniors at the time come in. You might have been there or not, I'm not sure. But he's like, one day you guys will look back on this. I'm telling you, like, appreciate your time here. Because you're going to blink and then you're going to be a senior. And where'd those 4 or 5 years go? Mm-hmm. Dude, it really does fly by, too.
And Coach Dudley was always talking about, man, he's like, you know what I would give to play again? And really all of our coaches, I remember baseball coaches saying that. And you're kind of like, yeah, we got time, we got whatever.
We got 18 games left. Like, we got plenty of time. Next thing you know, we're crying because we just lost East Stroudsburg South our last game.
We lost 15 straight conference games, bro, man.
It's over.
That's really weird, because going into the last 18 games of your basketball career or soccer career, and now I'm doing that for baseball, you have a sense of comfort because you still have time left. Yep. But in reality, you are flat out.
And when someone's telling you that, you're just stubborn. Like, oh, dude, this guy's just saying this. Like, you don't actually think about what they're saying.
And that's big for high school sports, because most careers come to end after high school. Even if you're going to play one sport in college, you're leaving. If you're a multi-sport athlete, leaving 1 to 2 sports, maybe even more behind. And I think everyone always says, don't blink, man. Don't blink. It's going to go right by you. But here's the thing. I don't think there will ever be a high school athlete that actually gets it. That gets that.
It's one of those things you don't get it until you're out of it.
Now, for me playing college baseball, for this being my 5th year and having gone through all the experiences that I have, I definitely get it better now in this situation going into my last time ever playing a sport than I did my senior year of basketball, which I had a strong connection to, because we'd all put a lot of time and effort in to that whole experience. So I'm definitely better prepared for this situation, and I could still get drafted, so I think that's definitely a possibility that I have in the back of my mind, but I definitely get it way better, and I'm way more at peace with it than I think any person in high school ever will be. I just think you're too young and immature. No matter if you're the best player in the country or the best player on a team or 1,000-point scorer or a dude who never gets off the bench, I think they all kind of think about it in the same way, and time flies by in the same way. 100%.
Definitely agree.
Well said.
And I think, we're kind of just talking about sports. We want sports and lifting, and we want to be able to give you guys some other.
I think this is good life advice, though. This is a good combo.
But even with college, man, that's very similar in college, and people always say like, you can't party, man. You have those super hardcore people who are ultra successful, and they'll give it back to, like, you're gonna have to give up a lot of friends. You're gonna have to give up a lot of time. You're gonna have to give up your social life.
No.
I never thought that was true. And you guys know how hard I worked. You guys knew the amount of time and effort I put into the classroom. And then, by my sophomore year, I'm like, well, I'm getting good grades. I'm learning. I'm doing more than I even need to for school. So why can't I go and have fun on the weekends? Why can't I go and try and make friends? And then at Campbell, like, I did it every weekend. Like, I didn't care. If I'm in the library and in tutoring 5 days a week during the week, even if I study a little bit on a Saturday and Sunday morning for like an hour, then there's no reason why I can't go and have some fun. And I want everyone out there to recognize that. And don't kid yourself, right? Don't go to college and party necessarily your first weekend. I don't think, and I mean, everyone does that. It's kind of like an initiation. But it's like, that's the kind of thing where we're like, there needs to be a balance. And I think that also comes with age. Like, you know what hard work actually is. You know what working smarter is. And you know that you can actually take some time for yourself on the weekends and do things that will actually like make you happy and that'll kind of give you a little bit of a break. And because that's also what college is about, like going out, having some fun. And even for guys our age, like people who are out of college, like it's still okay to take some time for yourself and kind of just chill out a little bit. So I think that's a really good point that some people need to hear. Like that are just chilling. Like, don't be so paranoid. And again, that's like a freshman and sophomore thing in college and even some juniors. Like, don't be so paranoid.
Just a brief, like, funny story about working smarter, not harder. And so, like, at work, we get like a full pallet of deer corn in, and then there's another pallet with like 3 rows on it. And I've seen like younger kids go in there and start stacking the full pallet onto the short pallet. It's like I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, do you know what you're doing wrong here? No. It's like, why don't you stack the 3 rows onto the full pallet and push that one in? Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get it.
You're doing 3 times the work, but like, evaluate the situation.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Evaluate the situation and work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's huge. If I could give one piece of advice, I think, to anyone in college is, work as hard as you can, but work smarter. Do anything you can to pick up something to work smarter, man, because it doesn't matter if you're taking 500 to 600 swings a day, which at times I did, if it's not actually going to help you in the box, right? Because if it's not going to help you hit 93, then why would you take 500 swings when you could take 30 swings and have it be more effective or just as effective? That was a big thing. I always kick myself about that.
Probably easier on your mind too.
Yeah, especially
and your body.
100%, dude. 100%. That's kind of been my biggest regret of my college baseball career. And I'm so happy I'm at ESU because the head coach here is just like, yo, we know you're good. Just chill. You don't need to do all this extra stuff. Just keep it simple, man. Yeah. And we're not going to let you, go off and do all this stuff on your own to do all this extra work. Like, you're just gonna chill.
See ball, hit ball.
And it's working for me so far, so good Lord willing, I have a good season, which I'm confident that I will, but that's just kind of been my mindset so far with all that kind of stuff. And alright, so let's push this a little bit deeper. So again, talking about sports and lifting, but what about in terms of the actual thought of death? What? Bobby's
scared
Bobby's
right there.
Bobby was like, "Dang, dude, that's intense." But our actual thought of death in the back of our minds, whether it's a religious perspective or not, in how we live our everyday lives, because that's a little bit of a different conversation to have.
I mean, I never think about my own death. Like, I'll be honest with you, I never hop in a car like, man, this could be the last drive. Like, I don't think of it.
I don't mean like that, but I mean like, all right, you hear stories about people getting sick, or you hear about people kind of dying all of a sudden. And, we had Steve Diano in high school, our freshman year.
I feel like you shouldn't really think about that unless you are faced with like an illness or something, and you can appreciate it. Like, if you know it's coming.
Do you guys ever think more so along the lines of, if you were to die, what's the legacy that you leave? And do you ever let that affect what you're doing in an everyday life? And I don't mean affect in a bad way. I mean,
I have morals that I live by, where like, I'm gonna die one day. I want people to remember me for this. So yeah, it does affect me in that aspect and how I treat people. And I think just because of some shit that's happened to me over the past couple of years, like how it's really affected how I treat people, I'm really careful about it now. Like, that's my biggest thing, man. Like, even if I don't accomplish all my goals and shit, as long as I made someone's day better or didn't make them any worse, you know what I mean? Like, help them through something, then I'm okay. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's just what I live by.
Yeah. I think we all just want to be remembered as like, oh, he was a good guy.
Like,
Not even like that. It's just be like, oh, do you know CJ Pachaka? like, not that you're dead, just be like, oh, someone said, do you know CJ Pajaka? Like, oh yeah, he's a real nice guy. Like,
Even I didn't even catch the kid's name, but when I had the flat tire the other day, keep in mind it's 6 at night, so it's like prime.
Yeah, dude, I didn't know who that was.
Some random kid stopped by and asked if I needed help. He's like, "You safe, bro? You need me to call anyone? Like, do you need help with anything?" I was like, "Nah, I appreciate it though, like, cause thousands of cars passed by me, one person stopped, one kid like my age." So I didn't catch his name, but shout out that kid, that was awesome. But I'm never gonna forget that now. Like, just one simple act of kindness, dude, is huge.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So, if you died right now, serious question, and I don't want like a cliche answer. Like, really think about it for a second. Are you happy with the life that you've lived?
Not quite yet, no.
Okay, so why?
I think some things there's some things I want to explore, some more relationships and shit like that.
Okay, so
and yeah, I don't like. There's some more things I want to move on. I want to see more of the world and shit. I want to go like get out of my hometown. You know that mentality. Like, there's some more I want to do. More people I want to meet and stuff. Some closed doors.
So I think that's definitely more like a goal oriented kind of a mindset. Of like, I want to live my life kind of a mindset. Yeah. But no, like, seriously think about the life that you've lived. Because not a whole lot of people travel, right? People aren't remembered necessarily because they traveled a lot. So going off of how people think about other people, about the things that really matter, about the things in the world that really matter, right? Because traveling, you can live, a great life from biblical standards, moral standards, whatever, and never leave, your state. I mean by never leave the state, I mean you live in one town your entire life. Right?
I get what you're saying, yeah.
So for me, and I'll just say this, like, and it took me a long time to kind of, to slow down and to think about something like this and what my answer would really be. Because, again, from a Christian perspective, and I won't go into it too deep, but, we're here. For me, you got to be here if you're a Christian to serve Christ, to live a very Christ-like life. But what does that mean? And a lot of it comes back into morals and values, right? Because you can't, it's so hard to have a grip and to, control everything, right? It's very hard to control the outcomes in life, whether that be baseball, basketball, Call of Duty, right? The job that you work and the relationships with the people around you. It's so hard. So it's like, how hard did you work in order to be the best person that you possibly could be? So for me, the last couple of years, like recognizing that, it's like, if I died right now, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't done, but sitting on my deathbed, I would say, I'm pretty damn proud because I fought the good fight. Because there's a lot of times in my life where, like, even the last couple of years, and an incident happened recently that I was talking about with Brent in the car. I talked about it with all of you, and I won't bring it up because that's, kind of a personal, sensitive topic to talk about. But it's like, I'm so happy about the decision that I made because it goes along with my morals and my values. Because, and I always think about, like, if you have certain morals and values, man, and we all fall short of grace, but what kind of man are you to continuously sell out something that you believe in? And Brent has been a big advocate for that for me because Brent has never been one to sell himself out. Like, I remember there's been incidences with friends in the past who have kind of crossed the boundary, especially with, like, a family member of ours. Like, there's a thin red line that was crossed. And I'm kind of a person that will, like, laugh it off. But Brendan is a protector. He goes right to that.
It's hard to fight the good fight, dude. Like, 'cause it can be, like, lonely at times and shit. But, like, if someone crosses you, like
what are you gonna do?
With that, man? Like,
and I'm not saying act in violence because he didn't act in violence, but he, you have to put your foot down. And that's something that Brent's very good at. So if there's one thing that I have a regret for, is not being more like that. Now I'm proud of just about everything else that I've done, the way I've lived my life, and yeah, I've fallen short at some times, and I still continue to. But if there's one thing that I would change, it's to be more of like a protector, to be more of a person.
Owen brought this up to me the other day at the gym. Was because we were just talking. It was like actually Derek, both Derek's we were talking to, and Owen and stuff, and he's like, we were talking about, like, people in high school that we didn't like people who hate us, or, like, we kind of hate, I don't hate anyone, but people that, like, like, whatever, I'm indifferent with. And he's like, dude, does your brother have any enemies like that? And I was like, no, I don't think so, like, to be honest. I was like really thinking about it, and I was like, that is where CD and I differ. Like, he's not necessarily a people pleaser, but, like, you're in with a lot of people. A lot of people. You're cool with a lot of people.
And I worked really hard to kind of dance around some certain conflicts, which I shouldn't have done, just to keep relationships, because now I have...
Because I think that CJ's friends with some people who do some shit where if CJ says he's the dude he is, like I wouldn't be cool. I wouldn't hate them or anything, and I would try to help that friend, but I wouldn't chill with them and take part in what they take part. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I'm different. Like if you're doing shit, even if it's not to me that I don't like I'm not gonna fuck with you. To be honest, you know what I mean? Like it's just like bad for my peace and my vibe and energy and shit. Not to sound like corny like that, but yeah, if you're doing something I'm not about, man, I'm not about it. I'm not
And I
gonna
think that's it, and that's like 100% the biggest difference between Brent and I. And it's not a bad difference. You know, I think it's honestly a bad difference for me, not bad for him, because when we think about, and I'm sorry, Rich, I'll give it back to you in a second, but you know, what's a more desirable trait? Is it to be friends with everyone because you danced around things, or to have a really solid core group of friends because you didn't take crap from anybody? You know, of course, without hurting people, because that, you know, that I would never call that acceptable. Maybe in a few situations, but
no, because
so that's
I've tried to be. I used to be like CJ. Like I used to be like super friendly with everybody, but dude, that's when people walk on you. They take advantage of you, and that's just not. I'm not with that.
So Rich, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say, have you guys ever had like a petty fight with like a good friend, and you haven't, and you stopped talking to them for like a year, like 2 years? Almost?
Oh yeah, not 2 years, but
yeah, one time.
So
and man, it was so stupid.
Yeah, it's usually something so
dumb,
stupid.
Man. I think about it all the time. Like, why? Why did I even let that kind of manifest in me?
Well, we all know Chugu. Like me and him, like great friends.
Yeah, Chugu's
growing up, but like we used to bang heads a lot. But that's just kind of like. He's kind of stubborn. I can be stubborn at points. And then, like, there was a time where we didn't talk to each other for like a year. And one of the kids from the rec league growing up, I don't know, I'm not going to say his name in here, but he was killed.
Yeah.
So then it's like, wow, like, geez, we all played basketball together and stuff like that. It's like, God forbid if anything happened, like, how would you live with yourself for not talking to a good friend of yours just over petty? So like instantly, like I like hit him up. I was like, dude, like, sorry I haven't talked to you that long. Like it was just petty, stupid. And he's like, oh, you know, that's funny. I was thinking about messaging you, but I thought you hated me.
Phone works both ways.
Yeah, it works both ways.
Yeah,
and like we're cool again now, but like when I think back on it, I'm like, it's some of this stuff like. You get in a fight about with a good friend, it's usually something really petty and small, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I just decided, I'm gonna squash it. So
and kind of you go.
One of my best buddies, Austin, actually, my junior year of high school, his senior year, we didn't talk for like 3.5, 4 months.
Yeah.
Like did not talk at all. We got into a nasty fight, and his graduation night came, and he had a party. And he's like, dude, just please come. And I was like. I didn't want to go. I was like, dude, I can't miss it. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like,
it's just so petty, shit, right? Like, you just gotta get like
you're human, man. Like,
and
you make mistakes.
And to kind of on a little bit of a bigger stage, we've had some family friends in our past that we went like a few years to without talking for for whatever reasons, and you forget in the time about how much some of those relationships mean to you. Until those people come back into your life every day, and you're like, wow, man, I miss this.
Yeah.
And even a much more simple example, so like Matt Breen and I, senior year of high school, best friends, didn't see each other literally for like 4 years. I mean, we did some little things to kind of keep like the friendship going. But then like now that we're back, like we see each other a decent amount. He was on the podcast, we're talking all the time. And I'm like, damn, man, I miss this kid. And even being back at ESU, there's so many people that I see that, of course, that I have relationships with. But yeah, those things are just super awesome. So I think trying to keep relationships around, or at least trying to make them work at least once. Maybe you have a fight, and then you make up, and you want to make it work. At least make it
civil. Like
yeah. Because of course, like there's gonna be some situations where you keep getting into these bad situations, these bad whatever events with certain people, and if that continues to happen, that's one thing. But I think letting one experience ruin your relationship with someone is, hasn't happened yet to me. Thank God. But this is one thing. So,
any experiences, Bobby? Anything crazy like that?
Like with like friends, stop talking to them.
Honestly, anything with these kind of with our topic.
Just my friend Ryan, like he'll get mad like at me like every now and then, just stupid stuff, and he won't talk for like 2 or 3 days.
He'll ghost us. Like one time he ghosted us for like
You just gotta
2 months.
Yeah.
Or we're done Call of Duty shit. Like,
Yeah. And I'll just hit him up and be like, dude, like, come on, I'm sorry, man, let's just play.
Dude, we gotta get, if we do like a Twitch or something, we gotta get everyone, like that whole crew that was playing like last year, Cold War, Matt, Zach,
Gothard,
everybody.
yeah.
Oh man, dude, that'd be so funny.
That's one. That was so funny that you say Gothard. Like, dude, we got a disagreement at Call of Duty.
Oh my god.
I was like, don't fucking tell me what to do. You're dead for a reason.
Look,
And then we didn't talk for that long.
Left the group chat out.
Yeah, then he like messages me on my birthday, and he's like, "Happy birthday!" I'm like, "That's so funny." Like, I haven't talked to you since that stupid disagreement. But then that was at the point in time where I kind of stopped playing video games. But it's like that's so dumb.
Well,
It's so dumb.
it's funny that you say he texts you happy birthday. Phone works both ways. For the first time in my life ever, I'm not freaking out about texting every person I know happy birthday. Like for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Like there's some former teammates I've had where I haven't necessarily reached out, and I'm like, do I feel bad? Because like we didn't really talk that much anyways. And I know if I were to meet up with that person again, then I'm like, oh, this dude didn't text me happy birthday,
Yeah.
right? Like I think in those relationships, of course, it would be okay, but like for the first time ever, I'm not stressing about it. Like there are definitely some people who our relationships are like young enough or haven't been around as long where I'll be like, hey, happy birthday. But then there are some people where I'm like, I go to text happy birthday, and I'm like, you know what, dude, like it's all right. Like if I see them, I know it's gonna be okay. I don't need to stress about sending some random text because last year I was noticing when I still had my old phone, I was like literally I texted someone happy birthday, and the last time I texted them was happy birthday the day before. You ever do that?
Yeah.
You go to text and you're like, what's the point? Haven't talked about Snapchat, haven't talked about Instagram, Twitter, haven't seen them in person. So honestly, what's the point? It's like, oh, thanks,
funny.
CJ.
I mean, I don't think a happy birthday is necessarily a bad way to
No,
re-enter
it's not.
someone's
It's
life.
not. It's
Sometimes
not.
it's the excuse
So,
you need,
yeah.
so it's like, but I get what you're saying, yeah.
Especially if it's a girl, you never might rekindle an old fire.
Like, oh, he likes me. Yeah,
He's persistent. He remembers my birthday every year.
Yeah, it's like I should
And
give him a
Snapchat
chance.
tells me when I log on.
Oh, he's back home.
Yeah.
Little cake.
Oh, when he's back home, he's like, I'll give him a chance. I'll give DJ CJ a chance, man. He seems like a good enough guy. So, all right. Well, that conversation was awesome. I think we brought up a lot of great points that we can build off of in future episodes. Different things we can branch off of, but we'll end it on a lighthearted note. So, Christmas season is in full swing. I know it's 55 and rainy outside, but other than that, Christmas music. I'm going to a Christmas party tonight. He was at the light show. So maybe we can do like a new question about it every week. But the one question I wanted to bring up, right? So what has been your go-to Christmas song or like Christmas music so far this year, if you've been listening?
I was like, this is funny. This is like a, what's it called? Like, like your secret, like, or guilty pleasure song.
Okay.
Hard Candy Christmas by Dolly Parton.
Yeah, that's
I
a
love
good
that
one.
song.
That's a good one. I do like that one. What about you, Bob?
I like the song Mistletoe by Justin Bieber. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
It's a good
dude,
song.
the Beavs. Beavs had a good Christmas album there.
Yeah.
Richie.
Dude, I hear so many Christmas songs in the playlist every day on repeat.
Yeah.
But there's this song I never heard before, and it keeps stuck in my head. It's called Hands. Like Hands.
Really?
Okay.
Never
Yeah,
heard of it.
I don't even know. I hear it at work. And there's another song. I don't know the name of it. It's just like, I wish it could be Christmas every day, and it just, I don't know the name of the song, but it's
It's
like,
been your go-to.
huh?
It's been your go-to, or it's just been playing so much.
Well, it's just been like stuck in my head. But yeah, I don't really have a go-to.
Interesting.
I like Christmas music.
Yeah.
CJ.
So for me, it's always been a struggle because, like you guys know, I love to sing everything that comes on. So I remember my freshman year, it was a really great Christmas season. But the one thing, like, I got so sick of Christmas music, and I was like still 2 weeks out from Christmas because I literally had it on all the time. So I made a rule for myself. I don't listen to Christmas music before Thanksgiving, no matter what.
Yeah,
like, it
that's
is
a good
not.
one.
I don't do it because, like, my mom a week before she'll start having some of it on. Like, dude, one of the reasons why people get so sick, or they go, oh, like I'm sick of Christmas, because you can't forcibly just play Christmas music all the time, especially because it's different renditions of the same song. So like, I'm all about Christmas music, but I just want to listen to songs that I truly like, and I listen to it like when I'm in like a mood too. So like when I'm driving around, if I'm going up the Camelback like I was talking about, it's cold outside, I'll put on some like good Christmas music. Or if I'm sitting by the fire, good Christmas music. And I like the Alabama Christmas album, old school. You know Alabama, the band? Christmas in Dixie and stuff like that. Love that song. Let It Be Christmas by Alan Jackson, I think is super genuine. Really like that song. And I've been listening to something new. Vince Gill, kind of an older country artist from like late 90s or all like throughout the 90s and real early 2000s. But he has some songs like This Year Won't Be the Same, and it's about his brother dying and it being the first Christmas after. Like I've been really into some of those songs. So I'm more of like a sentimental Christmas guy. Like I really just don't listen to him. Well, it's funny because I was listening to trap remixes of like popular Christmas songs. Oh man, those are fire. Those are so heated.
Well, actually, it's funny because Bryson Tiller just came out with his Christmas album and it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he sounds good.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So stuff like that. But here, I'll play one real quick.
This man's got
I got in the car. What are you listening to? I'm trying to find
dude,
Christmas.
And they did like a bunch of these. I'll put my mic up to it. I'm gonna play it at the Christmas party tonight if I can. If I land on aux, I'm gonna bring my own speaker though too. So
you can still listen to it.
we got 15 seconds. Yeah, dude. I'm just gonna
don't worry, guys. Real music's over here.
I'm just gonna bring a backpack and I'll be playing Christmas trap music. I'll be like, here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus lights. Dude, like in here. All right, here we go.
Turn it up. Come on.
Come on, baby. Huh. It's really loud in the mic. Here we go. Come on.
Come on, YouTube.
Here we go.
Give us a guess.
It might not play out loud because your computer's hooked up.
Oh, really? Brett, give me your phone.
What is it called?
Here. It's called Here Comes Santa Claus Trap Remix.
There.
Oh, did you leave it? Oh, I left it up there. Damn, now this thing's not staying up. Come on now. Alright, just real quick. We'll play it. Here, I'm going to play this song and I'm going to do the outro like I do those TikToks.
For me?
15 seconds ad. Sorry, guys.
Same.
We'll cut this out. We'll cut this out.
Yeah, fuck whatever. I don't know why I'm singing character so hard.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about why this isn't staying up for me. There you go. Let me get it, Rich. Alright. So, I'll play it out. So, alright guys, that was an awesome episode. We do have a lot more stuff that's coming up. This thing. Alright, just take it. I'm really excited, for the rest of the holiday season. We actually have some guests lined up. I have one of my old buddies from junior college who's actually like kind of an aspiring artist, I could say.
Yeah,
or you could say.
Yeah.
Because he's been playing, doing all those guitar things. So and he was super funny back when we were in junior college together. So he's gonna be on. We have some hometowns, so like some long-term friends, some lifelong friends that want to come on.
Oh, Richard.
Richard. Yeah, Richard. We'll have Alex back. Our friend Nick Rum said he would do something to help. So if he wants to pop on, I'm sure we can get him on here. And just some other people who have been reaching out. So we're gonna try and give you guys some more content in terms of the podcast. We've been coming out with some more TikToks since I'm over what I had. We'll get back on the TikTok grind, doing some more fitness stuff. So look out for that, guys. We do maybe some more vlogs and stuff like that. But again, we value your input, so please hit us up in our DMs and our Snapchats, whatever not our Snapchat, but our Instagram, Twitter, anything like that. If you have an idea, comment on our YouTube videos. Because again, we want to hear you guys' stories. We want to be able to help you guys, all right? And like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube videos. Go back and check some of those out. This one will be coming out on YouTube and Spotify. I want to say by Wednesday of this week coming up. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning into another episode. Please like, share, subscribe. All of our videos are on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And we'll catch you guys next time. All right? Peace.
All right, thank you.